Life is short. Eat your caviar with your animal crackers.
I bear the responsibility of all of my decisions. Good thing I'm always right.
Hello! I'm Hunter Scrooge Harden.
And I'm Papa the Ho. Ho ho.
And welcome to the Real Housebears.
You know, if we didn't have an awkward pause at the beginning, what would we be? Oh my god. I was not.
What's up?
Rudolph, I'm assuming.
Santa's favorite reindeer here.
Is Rudolph a Bravo TV lover like us?
I love Bravo.
Really?
Flaming homosexual here. Love Bravo. You know, all these reindeer, we're all gay. We all get into like little gangbangs here.
Oh my god. Reindeer gangbangs. I didn't realize that was the games they were playing.
Yep. My real name is Rudolfo Estevez Perennias Jingle Bells Holiday. Rudolph.
That's
the third.
The third.
Yeah.
Wow, Rudolph. We couldn't be happier to have you here.
I'm so lucky to be at the front of the pack.
Yeah.
I'll see everybody this Christmas.
Everybody's staring at that ass.
There better be some carrots for me. At all of these houses.
There will be carrots right next to the cookies.
There better be Santa. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Goodbye. Oh my God. I am off.
It's like crazy, psychotic disassociation.
It's unwell behavior.
You knew that Rudolph was... well, first of all, I did not expect you to pop up with a red nose.
I guess I'm just going to have a red nose through the rest of the episode.
I think you're stuck with it.
I didn't
You think ahead, did you?
I didn't think ahead here.
I think you should leave it on. It's cute.
You know, Rudolph doesn't actually have like a glowing nose. You know, it's just an STD, right?
Oh my God, no. No. Hunter, the Red Nose Podcaster.
Had a very lovely butt.
He did, and he does. And welcome back, everybody. We made it, finally.
Late.
You guys, Papa the Bear has been running around with a Santa hat all day, every day. And he's now handing out candy canes to children who think he's Santa.
And teenagers and adults.
Teenagers and adults, too. We almost got a discount just for you giving somebody a candy cane at that jewelry store.
See, listen, I'm spreading the holiday spirit. And I'm trying my best not to look like a pedophile.
Yeah, you just need to wear underwear.
I am wearing underwear.
That's the key to not being a creepy Santa.
Well, the good news is I'm wearing underwear, so I guess I'm not a creepy Santa. But I'm embracing it. I love it. I'm into watching these children and their expressions and their childlike wonder.
It was cute because we're at the grocery store today, and I was standing at the end because I couldn't get the cart down the aisle, so I just let you go down the aisle. And this little girl with her mom came out of the aisle, and she's like, "What's Santa doing? Is Santa shopping?" And the mom's like, "Yeah, he's got to get stuff for the sleigh ride." And she's like, "But I have chocolate chip cookies, chocolate for him, chocolate chip cookies." She was like very adamant that she already had snacks for him at the house.
Yes, well, I mean, listen, Santa's always got room for snacks. But then all of like the teenagers and adults are like calling me Buff Santa. But they get candy canes too. It's been fun. I'm totally into the Christmas spirit. Couldn't be happier in my life. So I'm going to spread the cheer.
Yeah, I mean, I hope everybody's going to have a cheerful holiday weekend.
But, the holidays be like busy.
I thought this was going to be easier than it is.
It'd be like busy.
And we barely got a podcast together. But, you know what they say? We're here.
We're queer.
And we're doing this damn
we're
podcast.
We're going to do this podcast today.
been hard. I mean, normally we would have recorded it like 2 days ago. So
I'm on vacation. I don't want to do this.
it is a Christmas. It's our last episode of the year
Of 2023.
because I'm pretty sure that they're making us wait until like January 2nd or 3rd to see the finale of Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
which I can't wait for. This season, Salt Lake City's absolute best. They're flying high. They're doing amazing, and I couldn't be more happy for them, and be more happy for me getting to watch it.
Yes.
Right? I mean, right?
I guess so.
It's good to be a Housewives lover at this time.
And a Bravo celebrity, too.
Well, I mean, fading by the moment.
They're like, who? Who was that?
Oh, you know Heather?
There's a choir?
I've never missed an episode. I love Heather. Yeah, I'm her choir director. She had a choir? Yeah. That's where my fame's going.
Oh, no. I just have to pull up my IMDb and be like, see, I'm on there.
But I guess my fame is swimming with the fishes.
I was wondering how you're going to segue into this, and it was
listen,
not good.
Oh, it wasn't good?
No, it wasn't good.
Oh, I thought you handed me a beautiful
No.
segue.
No, I didn't like it.
Oh.
But you know what? It's a Bermudaful day.
Another beautiful day.
I'm going to let it slide.
Thank you. Even though I thought it was a great segue. Well, Bermuda Day 3, Salt Lake City girls. Monica finds another reason to cry right off.
Oh my God.
She gets a letter from home with her children telling her not to get arrested. You know what? If I had children, that's probably what they would put in a card to me too. Don't get arrested, Dad.
I don't think they would. They would just be like,
In jest. In jest.
they would say something more like, please don't embarrass us if you see any of our friends. Like, or please put your pecker back in your pants because your shorts are too short.
Dad, don't get arrested for indecent exposure. I'm
There you
gonna do
go.
that.
Okay, that would be better.
Oh my gosh. Whitney, speaking of exposure, Whitney
I
looks
see
really
her
cute.
Little booty cheeks
She
underneath
looks
it.
amazing in it. It looks so good. If I was Justin and I saw my wife wearing that, I would have no choice but to go up and grope her. Right?
You put a ring on it, so.
Yeah, I mean, when you do stuff like that, I have literally no choice.
I know you're constantly
But
like
to
sexually harassing me at the workplace,
Right.
which is home.
Right.
Choke on it. Choke on it.
So, the lines are pretty fuzzy. So Lisa has booked a yacht for everyone for the day. I was like, all right, Lisa Barlow, you're not even hosting this trip.
Yes, Mama.
You better book a yacht. They're not leaving until 11:30, so everybody got time, especially Heather and Monica got time to go for a walk.
Mm-hmm. Go do it. Do it.
Last night was not great for them. But Heather immediately apologizes for losing her temper. She was tired, she was mad, but she feels bad for potentially ruining Monica's birthday. It's a slow burn here because Heather starts off apologizing, then Monica's like, well, Heather, I was really taken aback, and tries to maybe fuel the flame a little bit, and then Heather comes right back with, yeah, but it's hard when an apology has a but in it. But Heather comes back with, but it started on the bus. I felt like you came for me on the bus, and then we're here at dinner, and you just came right back to it again. So it wasn't okay for me to lose my temper like that, but that's what happened. But
I feel like they glide over this pretty quickly.
Yeah, Monica she just recognizes, she's like, okay, we're getting to know each other.
She's like, literally, we're learning new things about each other every day.
Literally, we're getting to know each other. And so now we know some topics that are off the table for discussion.
But what is on discussion is Meredith and these fake DMs. Let's do this. Let's get into it.
These DMs are on display. So Heather asked Monica, do you really think that Meredith sent these DMs? And Monica's like, I don't know. I don't know if Meredith would do that, but you know what? I would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Monica literally says right there on camera, I would do something like that.
And I think she did.
I'm so curious what we're going to find out in the finale. I get a feeling it might be about this beauty lab situation, but with some of the sound clips they're showing, it sounds like Monica or whoever the villain is has done something against more than just Heather here. So
Where is Lisa and her cyber squad?
where is Lisa's cybersecurity team when you need them? Well, anyhow, I'm glad though that Heather says out loud that no one believes that Angie K is in the Greek mafia. I was like, okay, I just want to make sure that no one really believes that Angie K is part. I don't even want anyone to believe that there is a Greek mafia in Salt Lake City.
Ooh, don't say that.
It's just wild for me to even think. It's just wild for me to even think.
I mean, it does happen in places.
Meredith has spent most of this vacation in a bed.
Or by herself.
Or yes. She catches up with Seth, who's looking real good on this FaceTime, I'll say.
I know, his salt
He
and
looks
peppery.
real handsome.
Salt and peppery beard.
And Seth's actually like being the voice of reason, He's not like being the ADD king like he normally is.
The ADD king, I love that.
But Meredith's like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know who's responsible for what, because none of this is really making sense to me. And then we have a cute little tennis scene.
You never play tennis with me. You hate tennis.
Well, you don't play tennis?
I don't play tennis because my only friend and partner that I have hates tennis.
Well, have you ever asked me to play tennis?
Like a million times. I have 2 rackets. And
Oh.
you've always cut me down and shut me down. You've
Well,
always said,
I've
that's
said-
stupid,
I've
you're
said
stupid.
that when I would play tennis in the past, my wrist where I broke it twice, it always gets really tight.
Oh.
That's why I wouldn't play in the past.
Mm.
Just laying up doing morphine.
You are so
Anyway,
nasty.
old joke from an old episode.
Have a moment, bitch.
But they talk about Meredith
Well,
spreading
you know
rumors.
what?
Like,
Whitney literally asked you to make plans with her to cover a call. Maybe you can go play tennis with Whitney.
ooh, she looks better than I am. I haven't practiced since elementary school.
Well, maybe you should play with Angie K then, because she's not great. She does better when she visualizes Meredith's face on the tennis ball. So, of course, this whole few episodes are all about the rumors and the nastiness.
The rumors and nastiness.
Whitney is convinced Meredith is behind this whole. Like, you can't tell her that Meredith is not behind this whole thing.
She is guilty. Whitney is going to go into her grave thinking that.
Yes. And then it turns to Heather. And Angie K says exactly what you and I have been saying as long as this topic of Heather's level of comfortability talking about her own personal sexual experiences.
Yeah, like she explains it perfectly.
She's like, listen, you can't deprogram right away. There is so much shame associated with the church and with sex when you belong to the church that you can't just throw that away.
Well, and despite hearing all of that, and despite being an ex-Mormon herself, Whitney's triggered by it. She has something to be mad about.
Yeah, Whitney's read the book, and she's upset that Heather exploited her sexuality in the book when she won't talk about sex herself.
And you read it, so
Yes,
you
I've
know.
read the book, and
You didn't even mention anything about Whitney in the
no,
book.
Heather says nothing, even remotely derogatory or exploitative or any. It's literally the story of how Heather and Whitney met.
Yeah. And apparently she went over it with Whitney, and Whitney's like, just take this one part out.
Yes.
And she was fine with it. Why is she upset with it now?
Heather was doing some freelance photography. She was hired to do a boudoir shoot for Whitney, and that's the story.
And why isn't she allowed to talk about sex about other people, just not her own?
Yeah, I mean, again, Whitney, listen, I love Whitney on the show. I love Whitney, all of my interactions with Whitney. I love her as a human, but she is reaching here. Unless there's something she's not communicating that I don't understand.
It's a yacht, It's a yacht.
It is a yacht.
It's a yacht.
It is a yacht. Well, let's leave for the yacht.
A yacht, in my opinion, is just a Sprinter van on open water.
Angie K is running behind. That little scene of her running to the van in her beach cover up has been a great meme this week. It's always like me running late for Christmas dinner, me running late because I stopped to get a Starbucks and it's been really cute. I am traumatized.
I hate this.
By the sight of Monica shaving her legs in the van.
Okay, remember when we watched the original Predator recently?
Yes.
And that one guy is dry shaving his face.
Yes.
I hate that scene in that movie. I hate it when anybody does that in front of me. And also, honey, that's very unsanitary. And you're in somebody else's bus.
It's awful. It's gross. It's painful.
Anything Monica does, I'm going to be like,
no. Maybe I don't know. Do you after you've shaved your legs for so many years, do you just kind of build up
a callus? No, I'm sure she was probably getting stragglers, and you know what? It's not unheard of people doing just a trim up of it or whatever. Either way, it just hurt
thank God she wasn't trimming her pubes.
Gross.
But you know what? I just kept watching through this whole episode saying, I am so glad that these women are finally getting the vacation that the other housewives get.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in Bermuda. They've got a yacht, living in a mansion on the it's incredible.
Yeah, I'm very happy for them.
The only thing that Beverly Hills, they get private jets because they pay for them themselves. But everyone else, the vacation's on par otherwise. Everyone is kind of ignoring Meredith. And Meredith is pretty aware of it.
And everyone doesn't quite know what kind of boat they are on because it's not a yacht, right?
I guess it is
a catamaran
because it has the parallel dual engine.
Or if Lisa Barlow, it's just a super sick strong boat.
Yeah.
And I love it that Heather is pointing out the birds and stuff. And I forgot that, remember earlier on you found out that her hobby was bird watching now?
Yes. It's so
that'll get you laid, Heather.
I'm a good time girl. Woo!
Well, Whitney gets on the pole. Heather's identifying birds and then goes to join Meredith, who is, again, sitting by herself. Heather immediately brings up last night, and she's like, just so you know, Meredith, everyone thinks you did this.
Yeah, how did you get into this mess?
Not only how did you get into this mess, but why are you stone cold, no reaction to it?
Yeah, she's just I don't understand your reaction to it. And plus, you would think that if she was really guilty, she would try to avoid everybody and try to avoid the situation altogether. But she's really are you guys really being am I being punked?
Right?
Are you guys being serious or am I being punked for real?
Are y'all really accusing me of saying that Angie K is in the Greek Mafia and making up all these DMs? really? Yeah. But now, here is where things start to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith's I'm not reacting because none of this is matching up with my reality.
Yeah, she's I'm blown away by all of it.
My reality is that Monica and I were on the plane talking about Monica and I were talking on the plane.
Yeah.
And she was saying these things about Angie K. And then we went out to lunch, and I mentioned that there was this building a few doors down that they say is associated with the Greek Mafia.
Yeah, she didn't say that Angie was a part of the Greek Mafia.
And then there was a little bit of a joke, maybe a little bit of catty talk back and forth about Angie K being part of the Greek Mafia, but nothing really all that serious. And then Meredith gets these DMs that are referencing things that Monica told her on the plane and reference things that they talked about at lunch. And so, of course, she reached out to Monica and be like, did you get these same DMs?
Yeah, that makes so much more sense.
All of that makes so much more. I mean, I kept saying last week, I was like, it's just really hard for me to believe that Meredith would do something like that.
It's a little bit too far-fetched.
So this makes so much more sense.
And Monica already said that this is something she would do. So, boom, she's making fake profiles. She's a fake. Get her off the show. I'm just joking. She's great for the show.
Heather's like, either way, you need to clear this up. And maybe clearing it up with Monica is the good place to start.
Yeah.
So they all go get tacos, but Meredith pulls Monica, who's not. He's like, damn it, I just want my freaking tacos. But Meredith lays it all out. She's like, listen, this is what you said, and none of this is true. And Monica's like, we were having this conversation about the mafia, which I took as very serious. Right there, I was like, there's your giveaway right there.
I know, getting super defensive, loud.
Well, just that you had to label it as a very serious conversation.
Yeah.
When I bet you it was just them laughing and being catty and just being, whatever, talking shit.
But, Monica can't handle the way she reacts to things.
Well, Meredith's not backing down. She's like, you're the one who said these things, not me. But then...
Oh, God. Lisa Barlow.
An unhinged Lisa Barlow.
And everyone knows I love an unhinged Lisa Barlow.
An unhinged Lisa Barlow stands up and goes off.
Lisa is so getting her licks back from last season for having to kiss Meredith's butt.
All season long. She's like, you're losing all of your friends. And
You're hurting good people.
But at this point, though, it really doesn't matter what Meredith says. It's just a matter of who's going to believe who.
Yeah, because everyone else is already convinced. They're like, no, she needs to apologize for what she's done. We've caught her. And I'm like, what have you guys caught?
And I can see Meredith being like, you've known me for years and years and years. You've known Monica for a minute. Why are you believing her story over me? But then the Whitney's rebuttal will be, well, last year you kind of led me into spread some stuff around, and I've seen this before. So, and then Lisa's like, well, last year there were DMs about my business. So.
I just love it that everyone says that you made me spread these rumors. I'm like, no, you heard these rumors and you spread them.
Right. Right.
You decided to spread them because you believed they were rumors, they were true. So it makes you worse.
Yeah.
Who's worse, the person that started the rumor or the person that's spreading the rumor believing it?
Right. Yeah. We're all going down together. But the women, Meredith just kind of storms off. The women's like, forget this. Let's have fun. And Angie K's like wearing a hula skirt of Whitney's weave. And everyone has fun. And then Meredith...
I love it when they cut to Meredith and she's on her phone. And I'm like, that just shows like she's deleting all the texts and stuff.
Well, turns out the right person for Meredith to clear this up with was Angie K. Again, Meredith tries to very calmly and precisely clean it up. Angie K tries to dig a little bit further. But ultimately, Meredith just says, listen, I'm not trying to take you down. I'm not trying to take you down. I promise I'm not trying to take you down. And Angie K will take an apology, pretty quickly. Like I said, she might have something to say just so that her point gets across, but then it'll wrap up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we'll see if this beef is settled or not.
Well, I love it. Afterwards, when Meredith goes up to Heather and Lisa, she's like, well, Angie K and I spoke, and the result is she's putting a head out on me.
I love that Lisa's like almost like believes it for a second.
I know. So hopefully it's put to rest. They get back in
on
van.
land.
Lisa is sitting in the back. Meredith goes and joins her. She says, I know that you're a little bit over me right now, but I really have to share this awesome news with you. A half hour ago, I found out that Brooks just got signed by Ford Models.
I applied to Ford Models back in my 20s. I did not get a response.
But that is so huge.
Whatever.
Well, you probably didn't know what you probably didn't have a book and headshots. And
no,
like
I didn't
that.
have any. Nobody knew who I was.
So you didn't know at the
Yeah,
time.
jealous. Hello, thank you. Thy name is Hunter.
And you're jealous of bookmarks, I forgot.
Everything.
You're upset because you're jealous, period.
But Monica is not having this. Oh, how dare you rake across the coals a little bit ago, and now you're like best friends.
Yeah.
And Whitney's like, well, you know what?
The Monica getting so triggered by Lisa and Meredith chatting stuff just really shows a bad side of Monica. Like, why do you so badly want everybody to hate each other?
Yeah, I mean, because like when they get back to the house and Monica goes down to Whitney's room, which before we say, let's just say Whitney says before they get home that Justin has a great nose for going down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, but I'm very happy for them.
I do. I know what it means.
Does it mean like his nose touches things or doesn't touch things?
Touches things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
That's-
the Paganophiles. People.
Like, I didn't know if it meant like his nose, like someone with a big nose, like their nose might get in the way. Like, I don't know I don't know how all that works. It's been a long time.
I don't either. I don't even know why I know.
I don't know.
You know, I took science class, so I think I know.
Well, when Whitney does go down to Monica's room, she looks like she inherited Heather's black eyes from last
I was
season.
like, oh my God, did she get like an eye infection? Did something like she rubbed poison ivy on her eyes?
There's just been too much drinking and partying and not enough sleeping and water. That's all that's going on. But I like how Monica immediately says, Meredith is rallying Lisa to get her on her side so that I can look like a piece of shit. I'm like, how does Meredith
Where did
talking
you
to
pull
Lisa
that-
make you anything about
Where did you pull that from? Yeah, where did you pull that from? I don't understand why
Well,
you're so upset by this.
Because this whole time when Monica is talking about Meredith doing damage control, this is Monica doing damage control with Whitney.
Because who's the first person that you run to is the person that you would know is going to be on your side to be able to like talk
Yeah.
yourself up, you know?
I
And so
mean-
she ran to Whitney. Whitney was perfect to fuel the fire.
I mean, we're going to find out next in the finale that Monica's behind all of this, right?
100%.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I hope we're wrong. I hope it's not that easy to figure out. But anyhow.
Because like I think it might have been Jen Shaw that made those fake accounts in the other seasons.
Oh, my God. Well, at Blue Bermuda, Whitney has 7,297 selfies on her phone.
How many do you have, Terror?
I have 391.
I have 246 because I'm a Christian.
Well, I have the most gorgeous husband in the world, so every time I'm around him, I make sure to take a picture.
See, it's always my fault. Like, it's always my fault for everything.
What are you at
Like,
fault for?
That you have too many selfies.
Oh, is that a problem?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I didn't know.
Don't narrate me.
Well, Heather has 11,205. And Lisa has 28,802. That's why she needs 2 terabytes.
You need to go back and delete the ones that you don't choose.
Well, you know what? I imagine the selfies that are no longer on my phone but are in my Google Photos.
Same here. Mine most of mine are in Google Photos. So,
Which I'm getting close to 2 terabytes of storage myself.
Monica is getting a hemisphere migraine, where it's on one side. That is true.
Yes.
Heather has had some kind of facial paralysis.
Yeah,
Like, wait,
she
what?
had Bell's palsy. If you read her book,
Oh my God.
you guys, you should read.
I
the
don't
book.
want to
I'm
read
not
her. I don't
kidding
want to
you.
read
It's
her
so
book because I
good.
know it's only about Whitney's vagina. That's all I know it's about. So I don't need to read it. Facial paralysis and vagina.
But yeah, half of her face was paralyzed. She had to like tape her eyes shut, crazy stuff like that. Scary. But what do you think about that Costco card picture?
I'm surprised she still has the same picture. Why doesn't she just ask to change the picture?
I don't know. All right, so Monica asked Meredith if she's crying. Meredith is not crying, but she is upset.
Yeah, but Monica is also very upset.
I know.
Monica's like, you're not giving me attention now. Like, I'm irritated.
Yeah, you're not even talking to me when you were talking to Lisa, who was yelling at you, an hour ago. And they're
my
like,
God.
listen, Lisa and I have history. We know each other. We were best friends at one point.
Well, you're not even looking at me. You won't even talk to me. God,
Well,
she
that's
is so
because you're
annoying.
Spreading all these stories about me. Seriously. But they do it. I mean, they give a great explanation. She's like, we have stuff to talk about, but we've made the step into enjoying the rest of this trip.
Yeah, and we've also made a pact to like not let stupid things get in between us.
Well, and then Monica says something just ignorant. I don't remember what it was. She said something that just kind of shut everybody down, got everybody quiet, and it gets uncomfortable. Then Meredith's like, so what's everyone's summer plans? Anyone traveling anywhere?
No.
Ashley's going to Florence. Jack's getting ready to go on his mission. And, when Lisa is talking about Jack going on his mission, when she says, I realize that when he leaves, he's never really coming back home again.
I didn't realize that either. I didn't think about that because he's gonna be older, 2 years older. He's gonna be an adult. He's gonna be living on his own by himself already.
Yeah.
So when he gets back home, he's not gonna just move right back in home. He's gonna want to get his own place.
Get a job. He might,
he might even stay in Colombia.
I mean, all kinds of things could happen. But he's gonna be a man, when he comes back.
He's gonna be a man.
So I feel really bad, especially now. Poor Lisa. He actually is in Colombia now. He's been in the hospital for 3 days. And there's nothing she can do about it.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's awful.
That sucks.
Whitney says they're going to do a birthday redo and go to the oldest bar on the island, the Swizzle Inn.
Ugh, the Swizzle me timbers.
They drink a lot.
They get drunk very fast.
And GK recommends a game, and everyone's like,
no.
So Lisa, I don't know if she was intentionally pot stirring. Probably was, because she knows no one's read Heather's book. Ask Heather who there has read the book. And Heather's like, don't matter. Who bought it? That's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
But
tens of thousands of books have been sold. Tens of thousands.
Well, all of them have purchased it. Whitney is the only one who has read it.
I love it when the lights flicker and the scary music plays, and then Whitney's like,
foreshadowing right there.
And then Whitney comes out like, I read your book. I read your book openly, writing about my sexuality.
You exploited.
She's like, gets right into it
to sell your book.
You can't talk about your vagina, but you're gonna talk about my vagina.
And she doesn't. And here's the thing. Whitney already knew exactly what was going to be in the book.
I know. I was like, Whitney, go home. You're drunk.
You're drunk and you're crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what is this even? I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you.
And to be honest with you, if you are going to be in somebody's book and you're just now reading it,
Well, Heather sent her the part where she was going to be in. Whitney requested an edit, which was granted and done. What else? You have nothing to stand on.
Whitney's just trying to say that she's like sex shaming people, and it's like, I don't think she's sex shaming anybody. She's fine with talking about other people talking about sex and making it a joke. But when you say she's able to say, well, you guys are talking about eating butts and stuff, whatever. But as soon as you say, when was the last time you ate some butt? No, she's not going to answer it.
Right. Yeah. So it gets ugly. Like,
real quick,
Heather gets up. It's aggressive. It's very reminiscent of last season.
I do notice Heather will push herself through a smaller opening, regardless of her pushing somebody out of the way. But just because she's not putting her hands on them, she's like not pushing them. But she really is pushing them, and you could see she kind of pushes Angie out of her chair. And then she can't get around Whitney, and Whitney's hanging on to her because Whitney's going to fall backwards in the chair. So I just feel, I'm like, Heather, you need to be careful when you get upset and you storm off. Storm off in a place where you can get around people. Don't push people with your body because that's still pushing.
Fair. Well, they go outside. Heather just wants to get away, and Whitney's screaming like, "You exploited my vagina!"
And I'm like, no, you exploited your vagina last season when you had that sex painting thing, and then your husband lost his job because of it. Are you kind of trying to get Whitney back for that frustration of what happened to you?
No one is exploiting your vagina. No one. Whitney is not exploiting her own vagina. Heather's not exploiting her vagina. No one. The only vagina that was exploited was maybe Jen Shaw's in season 1.
And nobody is exploiting mine.
Right.
Like nobody has even mentioned it.
So that's the real problem.
That's the issue.
Well, Christmas miracles are happening every day.
Ooh.
So
Oh
there's
my
still
goodness.
time. There's still time for someone to exploit your vagina.
And you can exploit your vagina over at the Real House Bears. All right.
All right. Well, Heather walks off to have a think. The producer can't leave her alone in the dark in Bermuda.
I know, right? And I wouldn't want to be left alone either.
But I would be like, could you at least turn your back to me?
Can you not stand 3 inches away from me staring at me?
I was like, let me look at my phone or something. But anyhow, yes. Great episode. Finale next time we get together. We hope before you all get together with us again that you have the most wonderful of holidays, the best you've ever had. And I hope your vagina doesn't get exploited.
Or if you want it to,
Unless
I
you
hope it
want
gets
it to be
exploited.
I hope Hunters gets exploited, but no one else's if they don't want it.
And that's our Christmas episode, kids.
That's our Christmas wish for you, is that your vagina is exploited as much as you want it to be.
Exploit my vagina, but on my terms.
Exactly. Merry Christmas.
But with reason.
What the is happening?
Oh my God. What are we
And
talking
you
about?
end this.
You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real House Bears. You can find us on Twitter at Real House Bears. You can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com. And you can buy merch at the website realhousebears.redbubble.com.
And you could watch The Real House Bears on YouTube and Spotify. And if you are listening to us on podcast, you could listen to us wherever you're listening to podcasts. And if there's anywhere you could write like a cute little review or a 5-star rating, please give us one, and we will talk about you on air, making you hashtag House Bears famous. Ho, ho, ho. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.